Hello Pisces, and welcome back to the Mirrored Veil Tarot. Today I'll be reading for the sign of Pisces for the week of July 13th through the 20th. So first let's start by cleansing the cards and setting silent, mindful intention. Okay, Pisces. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull two Celtic crosses. I'm going to pull one for you and the person in your energy. We'll also pull some clarifiers and see what's going on for you and your person for the week of July 13th through the 20th. All right, the heart of the matter for you is Page of Swords. There's some spying going on. Ooh, we are starting hard, aren't we, Pisces? Okay. There's some spying, looking over your shoulder, behind your back, what's coming up the rear. Let's find out. Crossing you is the Ace of Cups, a new love offer. Ooh. Root of the matter is the Seven of Pentacles. Taking a long, hard look at the work that you've been doing. Recent past is the Wheel of Fortune, a recent moving on from situations. Crowning you is victory, Six of Wands. Near future, Page of Pentacles. Gonna be a small money offer, small loans coming in. Let's see. Your role is moving on. Yeah, you're moving on from this situation. Your person's role, okay. They're being kind of sneaky and deceptive. Okay, hopes and fears. Four of Swords, rest, taking inventory of what's happened, and final outcome is the Five of Wands, fighting. Can we just focus on the Ace of Cups, this new love offer? Like, that feels nice. The rest of this is just sad. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Okay, yeah. So maybe there's some hope here, Pisces. All right, let's see what's going on with your person. The root of the matter for them is the Sun. Okay. Crossing them. Oh, there they are. Crossing them is the sneaky behavior. Look, you saw me shuffle the cards. The cards don't lie. Your person's being sneaky AF. All right. The root of the matter is the Nine of Pentacles, single era behavior. Recent past, the Three of Wands, like waiting for ships to come in. Crowning is that Four of Swords. Oh my gosh, Pisces. Are they are they being sneaky because you're not paying attention to them right now? Are they being like passive aggressive? Their near future is a 10 of Wands, big burdens, heavy things. Their role is okay, yeah. It looks like you're not communicating with them and they're trying to come in hard and fast with the messages. And you're just like trying to like move on from this. Yeah, you're exploring your options. You're like, no, I want better for myself. I want better for myself than this passive aggressive, sneaky behavior. This low vibing ass fool. Okay. Their hopes and fears is strength. They're hoping that, you know, they'll have the strength to kind of whittle you down. And their fear is that you'll have the strength to move on. Their final outcome is the Empress. So giving birth to something new. What is your person up to? Now they're working hard. They're working hard at this. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, you need to watch your back with this person and their low vibing ass. Okay, let's see. Page of Swords. Let's clarify that. Clarify the Page of Swords with Queen of Pentacles. That 10 of Wands, Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're just like, you've picked up and you've moved on, and you normally you wouldn't be watching your back, but this person's just acting so fucking shady that you kind of need to. Let's find out about this cup of love. This cup of love that's coming in for you, Pisces. Oh my gosh, it'd be so nice to have a nice reading. I feel like all I've been doing is calling out cheaters and liars for the past week. Ever since Mercury retrograde, all of a sudden the veil's lifted and all of the low vibing ass motherfuckers are out here in full force. All right, let's see. This Ace of Cups. Clarify that with King of Swords, the 9 of Wands, and the 5 of Cups. I thought this was going to be a happy cup. You want new love, but you're still sad about this. Okay, new love comes in after you're over this, like once you've actually moved on. So like once you've gotten to a point where you're not needing to look over your shoulder because you really don't give two fucks about what this person is doing anymore, that's when the new love comes in. Okay? And that was your question. When am I going to have the love that I deserve? Yeah. When are you going to have the love that you deserve, Pisces? That's up to you. You got to do the work. You got to heal from this. Figure out what it was that attracted you to this in the first place. All right, the root, this 7 of Pentacles. Let's clarify that with the Star card, the Ace of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, you worked really hard. You tried to make something out of this, and there's no shame in it. There's no shame in walking away from something that just wasn't working, you know. When this person came into your life, they were what you thought that you wanted, and things just didn't work out for one reason or the other. You guys recently had a moving on from this situation. Wheel of Fortune, clarify that with King of Wands, High Priestess, and Temperance. Yeah. So it feels very much like they portrayed themselves to be something that they were not. It's almost like they did their homework on you. They studied who you are, what makes you tick, and then they pretended like that's what makes them tick too. And so it felt like a meeting of the minds when you two came together in this very like ethereal, like destiny etched fantasy love, and they just are not that. And you started seeing true colors and you were just like, ugh. All right, crowning you is the Six of Wands. You want victory over this so that you can have your new opportunity in love. Clarify that with Justice, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Two. Okay, so yes, karma's going to come in. Karma, you know, the universe has seen all the work that you've done. However, you can't have your toes dipped in the future and also in the past at the same time. So you're going to have to pick one or the other. You know, do you want to keep focusing on this relationship? I mean, you can cry about it. You can be upset about it for a really, 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 really long time if you want to. If you want this to be the thing that, you know, lives rent-free in your brain. Or you can do the hard work of looking at why you got involved in this relationship in the first place, how you got hurt, what role you played, and forgive yourself and forgive your person, you know, and do better for the next time. And then, you know, once that healing has taken place, that's when the true love comes in, okay? All right, this Page of Pentacles in the near future, clarify that with the Three of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're gonna go into your single lady era. You know, all the single ladies. That's what I always think of whenever I see this card is Beyonce and all the single ladies, because like you see how like her hand is like you know, and she's just like, look at all my money, look at my vineyard, I have all the wine I need, here's my decorative pet and my jewels, and I am just so lush. All the single ladies, all the single ladies. Yeah, so that's, you're going into your single lady, single man era. And that's exactly where you need to be. Go have some fun, Pisces. Go swim in the sea with the fishes. Don't get caught by any nets, though. You got caught by a net here. All right, yeah, you're moving on. The Six of Swords. Clarify that with, yeah, Four of Cups, King of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, you're kind of stuck. You know, this person took you for granted. And you're feeling kind of like, well, I really wanted this person. I wanted that fantasy that, you know, they painted for me. Well, I mean, fantasies are fun, but fantasies are also an escape. You know, what are you trying to escape? You need to be escaping this smelly ass fool right here. All right, let's clarify this Seven of Swords with, ooh, Seven of Wands. Nine of Cups, Page of Wands. Oh, they just checked all of the boxes, or it appeared that they checked all of the boxes, didn't they? They hit the passion. They hit the party. Yeah. They stood their ground. They seemed strong for you, you know. They just checked all those boxes. All you had to do was just like be in the room with them, and they would just like bring the drama. They brought the passion. And it was always like, it just like took you by surprise. Like they were like that, you know, you'd just be like standing in the kitchen talking to them about your day, and the next thing you know, you guys are like going at it like bunnies on the kitchen floor because they just like jumped your bones, you know. But you guys never talked about anything. You never really had a meeting of the minds. You just had like this pure raw passion thing, and with that comes a lot of drama. And then, you know, once that starts to subside and you get into the meat and potatoes of the fucking relationship, you realize you don't have a relationship. You guys are just fucking like bunnies. You're just bunnies. Just fucking all over the place. And, you know, it's fun for a while. It is. Oh my gosh. Everybody needs to have that. And then you wake the fuck up and you're like, oh, but there's so many other things that I want out of a relationship. right? So yeah, you're taking some time. You're a little afraid of what you're going to find while you take some time, but you're looking forward to taking a little bit of a rest. And let's clarify this Four of Swords here. Clarify this Four of Swords with the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you want so badly to like not look at the truth of the matter, but like it just keeps coming at you and you don't have anywhere else to look. So right now you're kind of like burying yourself in work and like you know, passion projects, things like that, but you are being called to just take a break and possibly block this person because they're coming at you hard. They are coming at you hard. And if you don't give them anything, if you don't give them a reaction, a lot of times, if you ignore them, they go away. All right. Final outcome. As it stands right now, the energies that we're reading at this moment, your final outcome is fighting. What are you fighting for? Clarify 5. Oh, Judgment. Oh, no. Did they really, Pisces? Did they really do that to you? Oh. Yeah. So Judgment is being called in because this person, they just have so much passion. They just can't keep it for all just one person. You know, they're a bunny. They go do what bunnies do. Just hump everything and everybody. You wanted it to be love, but it was not. It was not love. It was just bunnies doing bunny things. All right, bottom of the deck, the Moon. Yeah, there's still a lot of things that you don't know or you're not willing to look at. Maybe you don't need to. Sometimes you do. A lot of times you do. I hate to tell you. But, you know, the cards are telling you truth. 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 You got to look at the truth. All right, let's see what's going on with your person. The Sun card. Clarify this Sun card. What do they got to be so happy about? Maybe it's all that bunny humping they're doing. I don't know. I don't think that they're very happy about that, though. Not if they're working so hard to get you back. All right. Yeah. Knight of Cups. King of Swords. Eight of Cups. They feel like they can get you back. They want to get back to this happiness that you guys had. Look, in the beginning, it all feels happy. You got to get past the first. It's not okay. So there's phases in relationships. There's the first 2 weeks, which I mean, that's when all the bunny activity happens, right? And if I need to clarify what the bunny activity is, it's just humping like bunnies. You know, just always humping each other. And then there's the 3 months. So after 3 months, masks start coming off. Facades start peeling away. All right. And then after 6 months is when you guys are really dealing with some real hard truths, right? So the first year is really starting to get to know the person that you've involved yourself with. It's once you get past 2 years, because after the first year, people start getting comfortable and then they start really acting like themselves. So yeah, all of the boundaries that you need to establish need to happen early on. And you're not going to know what boundaries to establish until you know yourself. So get to know yourself. All right. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Enough of that. All right. So what's crossing their sun? The happiness is their fucking sneaky ass behavior. All right, let's clarify this 7 of Swords with Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Devil. There it is. They're addicted to sex. They are addicted to sex. And this person, God love them, they want a relationship. Like, they want to be that person. They want to be like, you know, that old show, you know, Leave It to Beaver. Probably a lot of you have never seen it before, But, the Ward Cleaver, he goes off to work, and June Cleaver, Ward comes home to her like with the meatloaf in the oven, and she's vacuuming in her pearls and her chiffon dress, and the boys are outside of the neighborhood playing games and just all these shenanigans with the neighborhood kids and all this stuff. And yeah, they want to be that. They have this very specific idea of what a happy home life looks like, but they can't get past their addictions. And a lot of times addictions are self-medicating for something else. So they're like, I don't know, maybe they had a fucked up childhood and they feel like if they could have this perfect life, then it'll fix everything. That's a nice idea. Usually it takes a lot more than that. You have to have what it takes to maintain the lifestyle that you're fantasizing about. And they can't get past the fantasy part. They just want the newness. They want the comfort. And they're not even acknowledging that they have some kind of addiction. And when you have active addictions like that in a relationship, the relationship goes toxic super fast. All right. The root of the issue is that you guys are broken up. You are single. You are ready to mingle, or you're looking to mingle. All right, let's clarify that with Queen of Swords, the Chariot, and the Hierophant. Yeah, you keep bringing them back to the cold hard facts. You're like, yeah, that's all nice and all, and this is hard for you, Pisces, because you want to very much be in this, like, we live in the clouds, we eat Rainbow Crunch cereal for breakfast, and all the ponies are pink, and nothing bad ever happens, and we sleep on cotton candy pillows. You just want all of the beautiful fantasy, lovely things. And you're having to remind them of these cold, hard facts. And, you can't just go around humping everything that you see, okay? So, yeah, you're trying very hard to move on. And they're actually kind of making it easy for you because you don't want to keep looking at these cold, hard truths that you just can't escape. They just keep coming at you. Let me tell you, blocking someone is liberating. And I mean, your peace of mind versus their ego, hello. That is a no-brainer. Okay, 3 of Wands in your recent past, clarified by the Lovers. The Knight of Pentacles, and that 8 of Swords. Yeah, they presented themselves as your lover, but really they're the devil in disguise. Yeah, do you see how that's like, this is like the sun side of the Lovers, and this is the moon side of the Lovers. This is like light and shadow. Yeah, you were waiting for your lover to come in, and this person showed up looking an awful lot like, and let me tell you something, this is actually kind of hopeful, and I want one reading this week to be full of hope, and I think it's going to be yours, Pisces, because it looks like, a lot of times when you're ready, excuse me one second. Sorry, I had to take a sip of tea there. My throat was getting a little froggy. When you're ready and you're open for your divine partner to come in and you get met with the devil, it's a test. And this is actually a really good sign. And I know that like none of this feels good right now because you're like resting and recouping, and you know, they really broke your heart and you really thought that they were somebody else. You really thought they were your divine partner because they did. They met you and they were this chameleon and they pretended to be something that they weren't. But once you're able to successfully move past this, that is when the universe does bring in your divine partner. So that is something to look forward to. All right, crowning you is this Four of Swords. That is clarified by the World, Justice, the Two of Cups. Yeah, they presented themselves as your lover. They were actually the devil, the Two of Cups, which is a lesser version, you know. It's love. It is. I'm not doubting that you two loved each other. I'm not doubting at all that you two cared about each other. But they weren't your divine partner. And they have a lot of things that they need to work on. You can't fix it. So karma came through. This relationship is over. This person's having a hard time letting it go, which is why they're still lingering in your energy. And you're also having a hard time letting it go. Okay. The near future, they will be picking up and moving on. Okay. Let's clarify that with the Hermit. Yeah. Page of Pentacles, the Magician. Yeah, they're going to go into hiding for a little bit, probably after you block them, and they'll start, you know, they'll keep tabs on you, but they're going to move on to their next bunny friend. All right, their role right now is the Knight of Swords. They're coming in fast and hard with lots of messages, trying to get your attention. Clarify that with the Star card. The Nine of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, like they are convinced that you were the one for them, that you are the one who could fix them. And you know what, Pisces, to your credit, you do kind of take on the Captain Save-A-Ho a little bit. And this person is one of those hoes that needs to be saved. But, you know, they have to want to be saved. And you can't do all the work for them. So, yeah. Okay. Your role right now is you are looking at your options. And good for you. As you should, Queen. As you should, King. All right. Clarify the Seven of Cups with the Two of Wands, the Six of Cups, and the Emperor. Yeah, you're wishing that things could be easier. But, you know, you're taking the right stance by looking at, you know, this is how things are supposed to be. And, you know, as much as I wish that life was easier, I'm an adult now and I gotta make adult decisions and, you know. But by all means, go home and spend a weekend with your mom. You know, sometimes just spending a weekend with your mom makes things so much better. They'll cook you your favorite foods. You can get all your laundry done there. Maybe she'll fold them for you. Who knows? Moms love doing stuff like that. But yeah, maybe go home for a weekend. Just take some time and, you know, talk to your mom about this. Mamas are really good with the advice. Nobody knows you better than your mom. They've known you since the moment they conceived you. All right. Your person's hopes and fears is the Strength card. Clarified by, yeah. There's definitely some cheating that was going on. Lots of bunny humping. Page of Swords. Okay, so they're really doing some hardcore recon on you. All right, and the Two of Swords. Yeah, that is a bad combination right there. Trifecta of terrible is what that is. Yeah, be careful of this person. This person has some very wily ways. Maybe they've got cop friends. I don't know. If this resonates with you, please drop the T in the comments because, oh my gosh, I would love to hear it. But just be careful of this person. They are shady AF. All right, and their final outcome is the Empress. Oh God, please tell me they're not pregnant. Oh, Pisces, did you knock up the crazy bitch? All right, clarify that with the High Priestess, the Knight of Wands. Get a paternity test. Yeah, intuition is coming into play. You're going to have to, like, really, they might just get knocked up by somebody and say that it's yours so that they could get back with you. Like, that's the level of crazy that they are. If they come back and say that they're pregnant, please get a paternity test. All right, bottom of the deck. Yeah, they're going to act all like, oh, I'm so good and I'm so kind and, you know, how could you let me go like that? And, oh, my ear's ringing. Yeah, these are messages from Spirit for you. Pisces, you've got good things coming in, but you're just going to have to deal with this crazy person until they go away. And hopefully a lot of that is just going to be, you know, you ignoring them. But if they do come around and, you know, claim that, you know, you're the daddy of something, then just get that paternity test. Get yourself checked. Because if they've been around humping like bunnies with everything and anything, get yourself checked. Oh my gosh. Pisces, my sweet little fishies. Oh, your ship will come in. It will. Okay. Let's see how everything pans out for you next week. I will see you next week here at the Mirrored Veil Tarot. Don't mind me. Words are hard, especially during Mercury retrograde. But yeah, in the meantime, like, share, subscribe. Go get yourself tested. And if need be, a paternity test. Okay, Pisces? And I will see you again next week here at the Mirrored Veil Tarot. Stay blessed, Pisces.